Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good evening and good morning.
Good evening, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Not good afternoon. I don't like the afternoon. Well, actually, I'm a big fan of the afternoon.
Nick, this bit is nothing.
This bit has to be something. The people came here for this.
I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Ballantyne, the other one of the co-hosts.
This is JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, but today we are recapping and discussing episodes 13 and 14 of Revolutionary Girl Utena, the end of one arc and the beginning of another arc.
A far more disturbing, dark, sinister, maybe incestuous?
This is like sunrise and sunset, or I suppose more accurately, like
Sunrise,
sunset
the Australian...
and moonrise. No, we're not going to talk about Koshi.
Ugh.
This is a no Koshi zone.
No, we're only going to talk about the literal sun, its risingness.
It's rising.
It is rising every day.
If there's one thing we can say about the sun, is that every night it goes away, and then the next morning a new sun rises, and it spends a day with us before it too is put in the trash.
Are they related in any way? Like, is it like the sun's brother has to come up just to be like, I got to cover for my bro? And then the next brother comes up to cover for the other bro, and then it just keeps cycling forever.
Nick, if you don't know that suns aren't alive, I really can't indulge you.
No. Well, speaking of things that are alive, Liam,
Yeah.
I just so happen to know that our patrons are alive and well.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We wish you well. Sending well wishes and spirit bomb energy to all of our patrons.
We'll just bombard you with good vibes and...
Love good vibes. Saw a great Simpsons meme recently. That was, you know, when Bart hits Homer with the chair in the bath?
Yeah.
It's that, but it's Bart is Goku holding a spirit bomb above his head, and Homer is Frieza.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Top memes.
Speaking of top, we're getting through the backlog of people to shout out now.
Good.
And that one person that we have to clear on this episode...
Wait, is that the last person?
No, God,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. I don't know why I phrased it
Well,
this way.
other people, look forward to future episodes of our podcast, which we will continue to make thanks to the support of patreon.com/JoJo's World.
Yeah.
The only Patreon worth subscribing to, because it offers no tangible benefit.
Anymore,
other than
I guess.
the continued production of JoJo's World, the only podcast on the internet about listening to anime and watching the only anime worth watching, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which we are not talking about today.
Because we've already exhausted all possible avenues of that content.
Apart from the manga, which I refuse to do on principle, no matter how many emails I get.
Anyway,
What's his name, Nick?
so thank you, Jenny Hoops.
Jenny Hoops.
Now, there are a lot of puns we can make here.
But we're not going to make any of them,
gonna
because we respect you too
Yeah.
much.
We literally looked at your name and went, that's a good name.
Yeah.
That's a damn
That's a good name. It's got hoops.
Everyone loves a good hoop.
We love hoops.
God.
You can hula them. You can dunk them.
Oh, but hang on. Let's not go too far down that road, lest we disrespect our patron fan base too much. But that being said...
Go on.
I was going to say, Jenny...
Go on.
Jenny Hoops might be a good...
Jenny Hoops is like a really... If they took...
Like, a really good character name on, like, Riverdale.
I was going to say
right?
if they just, like, really fucked up naming Lola Bunny.
Wow.
You know Lola Bunny?
Yeah, I know Lola Bunny, but really fucked up?
Yeah,
that's
just
what
because,
you
like,
want to...
oh yeah, she's like the basketball character. We're going to call her Jenny Hoops. I suppose Lola Bunny is just as blatant because she's the basketball rabbit.
Wait, why is Lola Bunny a...
Space Jam.
Yeah, but I mean, why is that a pun?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say pun. I just said on the nose.
Wait, why is it on the no... Oh, because she's a bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you. Anyway, Jenny Hoops has a perfectly
Nick, we have a
fine name.
media criticism podcast.
Look, thank you, Jenny Hoops, for supporting us, etc.
Yeah.
This may have been the worst possible shout-out we've done so far.
I fully disagree there. We've done some rough ones.
I fully suspect we've done what we've just gone, who are we shouting out to today? This guy?
Johnny
fuck that
Wilkes
guy.
Booth.
Johnny Wilkes Booth.
Yep. No relation.
I'm glad you emphasised that point. I refuse to answer whether or not I have any relation to Johnny Wilkes Booth on principle.
I think you may have misunderstood me there.
Yes, I did.
It's all falling into place now. It's so many Jenga blocks. And like so many Jenga blocks, it is disappearing and we're moving on.
Yes.
And that is what we call in broadcasting school a segue. Because today, we're talking about Revolutionary Girl Utena, in which one arc is disappearing like so many Jenga blocks, and then another arc is beginning like so many Jenga blocks.
I was going to say like so many
I keep
other
saying
board
Jenga,
games.
I mean Tetris. I've been imagining Tetris this whole time. They're basically the same game.
No, they're not even. One of them, you slide things into place and then they disappear. The other one, you push the things out until the tower crumbles before your eyes. Which I thought is what you were referring to in that we're like pulling out as much as we can from this joke and then the tower's going to collapse.
So what you're saying is my mistake made it better.
I don't know, but I'm willing to believe it.
The tower's going to collapse, ready to collapse.
Okay, but now it's collapsing.
I really shouldn't have said that.
This is collapsing in front of my eyes.
A quote from the emergency responder radio from 9/11.
Oh, Jesus.
So a lot of good
content.
I saw a lot of good 9/11 Simpsons memes recently.
I just love that it's like, ooh, shouldn't have said that 9/11 thing. So I saw some good Simpsons 9/11.
That's why it's on the brain.
Okay, all right. Were they good or were they like... Ooh.
Oh, they were good.
Oh, okay, all right. So today,
Revolutionary Girl Utena, episode 13, which is of course entitled Tracing a Path.
Oh, because it's a clip show.
It's a clip show.
Because it's a clip show.
It's a montage of duels we've already seen and some of the context, while a mysterious figure monologues at another mysterious figure in a dark room full of colourful stained glass windows emblazoned with themes in French.
Who I think we now know who it is.
It is Akio.
But we don't know the other half yet.
We've just seen him in a lot of flashbacks and phantasms.
Yeah. Is he even...
You want to come round to my place and play a game of flashbacks and phantasms?
Oh, I can't do that. I'll be playing Revolutions and Rondos? Nothing there. What about Girls and Guns? Ooh, actually.
That's basically that game that went on to become Honkai Impact. Gun Girl Z or something, I think it was called.
Oh, okay. Gun Girl Z.
Or Z. I won't judge.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Tracing a Path. A look back at all the prior duels and major events with some perspective. Also, a hint of what lies in store for Utena if she continues the path of the duelist.
We got a lot of like, they're on the path of the duelist.
Yeah, but it's like, Utena, this girl has taken her first steps down the path of the duelist. She has won the duel for self and the duel for love and the duel for... But when will she win the duel for revolution? That's what we're here for. Me, here, I'm this guy in this red shirt with this white ponytail.
Who is he?
His name's Akio, and we find out in the next episode he is Anthy's brother. Possibly.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Alleged brother.
Akio, if that is your real name.
Yeah, pretty much. Getting strong vibes from him. But
sinister vibes, or...
Kind of.
Okay, well, we know that something's up. We know something's up because the first thing Anthy says about him is that he doesn't know she's the Rose Bride or that she's, like, in all these duels. But we know from the episode immediately prior that he does.
Yes.
So something's afoot.
Something is happening.
There's Akio's afoot.
Akio is afoot.
Nick, shut up.
Okay.
This is the commentary for episode 13, and it has strong Araki energy.
Oh, God.
This is just between you and me. But when I was 14, I saw a UFO.
Wait, who's talking? Is it the producer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That UFO telepathically told me this prophecy. When you grow up, you will direct an anime about girls revolutionizing various things.
Various things?
Revolutionary Girl Utena is at its core anime about girls revolutionizing various things. We can all agree.
Sure.
And then he responds in this context,
mm-hmm.
Surely you jest. And then the UFO again responds, you must not tell anyone about me. If you ever do, what will happen to me? People will call you a sketchy guy.
Is that the whole...
Yes, that's the end.
That's it.
And there's a citation.
Uh-huh.
Ikuhara has told at least 2 other versions of this UFO story. In one, it also warns him to stop being a stalker after being turned down by a girl he liked.
Uh-huh.
And in another, it interrupts a radio program to question him on whether diamonds, canned peaches, and beautiful memories are eternal.
Okay. So what I'm getting from this is he had an experience with a UFO that told him something. What exactly We're not sure.
Precisely, Nick.
Okay.
And more importantly, this is a show about girls revolutionizing various things. Nick, what would you like to see Utena is really revolutionizing the taxi industry.
Ah, I see, because she herself turns into a car.
Yeah. Rideshare.
Really subverting our expectations of what a car truly is.
Yeah, a car can be a beautiful girl who knows how to sword fight.
Oh, but they have to revolutionize themselves as well.
And the wheels of the car revolutionize to drive it forward because of the force of the engine.
I hate that so much. Maybe it's just... Oh, wait, fuck.
And when she danced with Anthy on the night of the ball, they revolutionized as they slowly span around.
Liam, it only just clicked in my mind.
Yes.
In the opening, they're spinning.
Yeah, Nick.
We've made this joke.
They're spinning together, and then they keep getting torn apart by various forces.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Utena is spinning alone.
Revolving.
Just like what happened in the last couple of episodes.
Oh my god. So she's a revolutionary girl.
Yeah, she revolutions.
Nice. Now, do we want to read the next one
now?
No,
or later.
Ooh.
We've got a clip show to talk about.
So, we open in what can only be described as a weird sequence. Because I'm pretty sure...
I feel like there are other more explicit ways to describe that, because that is very vague.
Okay, so first things first, we get the same monologue from before. About Utena's past. She was, kissed, her
parents died, she was a princess, then a prince showed up and was like,
little
one, who is in such sweet sorrow, do not lose your agony, and bear up with such nobility.
Oh, I'm going to be a prince myself, I'm going to be a bloody prince myself, thank you very much.
But can that truly be called a good thing?
So
far, so good.
Yep. And then we get a weird sequence.
Now we're getting right into the shadow puppets, and they really rused us last time, and I genuinely appreciate this bit of schemery. So you remember last time we saw the shadow puppet people basically be like, I'm sick of this, let's go home. And they got into a UFO.
Yep.
And again, there's that recurring motif of the UFO.
Yep.
In your youth, giving you an important message.
Yep, I see it now.
Yes. But this time, they're back.
Well, no, they're on the moon, aren't they?
No, they're in...
Like spacesuits?
Nick, there's no setting in these. You understand that, right?
There's no, like,
it's
background
only what we see.
It's true. There's only the background.
But yes, they are in spacesuits, and the UFO is next to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, have you heard the news? The meddlesome hero has again won the duel.
Ooh.
Oh. Might makes right, one of them says, and holds up 2 ray guns. And the other is a fish, and says, losers are smelly old fish.
And then I think they're talking in really weird voices, but I assume that's because they're in spacesuits, right?
And they're just weird. Like, we can agree that the people who are doing recurring, obscure, thematic monologues as shadows are pretty weird. And then we see again the UFO flying through the sky, but then we zoom out a bit and we see that the UFO is just like a poster stuck up on the big stained glass window that the puppets are projected through, as we find out next episode.
Wait, you mean the background image is like the poster? Yeah, and the UFO is stuck on like a fishing rod.
Yeah.
That they're
holding. It's a shadow silhouette of the UFO.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was ocular trickery and we fell for it, the rubes that we are.
If only we'd known more.
And they're just saying, do you know, do you know, do you know, do you know? Meanwhile, Nanami is sad.
Yep.
And looking through a doorway where there is one of her old-timey listening devices.
Old-timey listening... You mean like a tape reel?
Yeah, one of those 60s supercomputer tape reels.
Yep.
Which is repeatedly saying, if we don't crack the world's shell, we will die without being born.
And then it slowly pans to the right, and we see sitting in a chair, Kiryu.
Is he there, or is it just an empty chair in an empty room?
I'm pretty sure Kiryu's sitting there just listening to this over and over again. And he's
he
just
is sad because his schemes failed.
And he's just looking out the window.
And Nanami is sad because he is sad.
Oh.
And she has a thing for him. That's why she murdered a cat and tried to kill Utena and tried to embarrass Anthy. That's kind of her whole deal.
That tracks. Yeah. And then she
slowly closes the door.
We get a shot of the big dueling arena.
The big upside down dual sky palace.
And I think we then get a shot of...
The man, who we now know is Akio, but at the time was an unknown man who we had never seen before.
And we literally went, What the fuck?
But he does bear a slight resemblance to the prince in that he has dark skin and white hair. But he spends the rest of this episode monologuing at the still form of the prince. So we assume they're not the same person, but we can't be certain.
I mean, it's difficult to say.
He's wearing a red shirt, black pants, and he walks up to the Sky Palace, stands in the center of the big rose seal in it. Not the Sky Palace, sorry, the dueling arena, and looks up at the Sky Palace, which shoots a beam at him, and then he ascends, where the prince in white clothes and the white hair is sitting motionless on an ornate rose orb in a pillar of light. This is all normal stuff.
Yeah.
And at his side is the sword of Dios.
On his
hilt, his sword belt.
His sword holding hitch.
And the guy is in there and he's like, "You still haven't awakened? The egg's shell is unbroken?"
Ooh.
Oh. Even the student council president failed. This was her 7th trial, the trial of self. And there's a big red stained glass window glowing with red light, which has the French word "soi" in it, which we are, from context clues, to assume means self, because I don't speak French.
But I do. It means self.
Okay.
I had to break it. But
I only did a little bit of high school French. I assume it's French. It could be another romantic language.
Fuck. Shit, it could be.
But I feel like from the thematic links of this show to like the Rose of Versailles that we've talked about before, I feel like it's probably French.
It's probably Francois.
It could be Latin.
Fuck.
But I'm guessing French. And I refuse to do any more research.
I refuse to budge on this opinion.
You can't make me. I don't go to school anymore.
I don't do university. I don't do school. I don't even do kindergarten, all right? I'm a big boy with big plans.
Did seeing her defend the Rose Bride make you feel something?
And he just kind of looks up a little bit.
Even the heart of the Rose Bride was moved. But, oh my gosh, that's not true. In the first duel, the duel for friendship, even then you felt something. And then we see that first duel with Sayonji, where he humiliated Wakaba and slapped Anthy, and Utena was like, "Can't have that." Fight him with a wooden sword.
Yep. And then he breaks the wooden sword, gets empowered by the prince.
Yeah, we assume... We really don't need to go through all of these beat by beat, because we've done previous... What if we did a clip show of our podcast and put in the... I'm not going to do this, because that's more work for me. But what if we just chucked in our discussion of the duels right here?
And didn't happen.
No.
Okay, here we go. So basically...
But listeners, why don't you make your own clip show and go back and listen to the relevant episodes now? This is episode U1.
U1?
Yeah, that's how I number them.
Oh.
The listeners know.
Oh, as in like letter U1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant because they're going off and watching their own clip shows.
Ah, I see.
It would be like, this is episode U1.
Crucially, shot of Kiryu in the Sky Pervert's roost watching that first duel.
Ooh.
Which I don't think we got at the time. I feel like we only got him from the second one, but I could be mistaken.
Well, we don't see his face.
Ah, yeah. Mysterious red-haired figure. Nick, I noticed while we were watching this episode, that with the exception of Kiryu, all of the Student Council duelists have pants in their key colour.
And I asked you, is that while they're dueling or while they're at school?
I think it's all the time.
So, Jury's wearing...
Orange.
Pants. Mickey's wearing blue
pants.
Sayonji's wearing
green pants.
Kiryu's wearing...
all white, with red highlights.
And who's the other student council member?
That's all of them, folks.
Is it?
Yep, Nanami also dueled.
Oh, yeah, Nanami also dueled, yeah, but she's not.
Well, she's got a variety of outfits. She wears the girls' school uniform, she wears a big yellow and black dress, she wears her Kill Bill duel suit.
She has as many problems as she has outfits.
Yeah.
So we see Anthy and...
Yeah, she walks the path of the duelist, and then in the second duel, choice, she decided to be a duelist and won.
Ah, schwa.
Schwa. Schwa, schwa, schwa.
So, Sayonji duel again.
This time Utena has the Sword of Dios. And she wins, and the Sky Prince descends and possesses her, and it looks like a loading screen.
Which is very weird, because previously, in the last one...
Previously?
We didn't have that. I think she got embodied by the prince anyway, right?
But no loading screen.
Yeah. It was very weird. Very weird.
But I forgot till rewatching the duel in this sequence. Like, there's a whole, her Studio Ghibli style ascending, slightly floating with floaty hair as, it superimposes the image of the prince over her. So, something's afoot.
Yeah.
And he's up in the Sky Palace catatonic or something.
Well, I mean, does he descend into her, or
is he just depressed, and that's why he's not moving or speaking?
Well, if you can't crack that shell, it all goes downhill.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, you can't crack the shell.
Oh, the shell of the
depression.
world. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If a chick can't crack the shell, it will die. That's why it needs therapy.
Rough. This is a dark episode.
It's a dark show. We're beginning to learn.
So we then have the mid-break, I think.
Yep. And the boy is like, that girl is so interesting. Your power, all the power of Dios might be revived with her. And then we see, like, it really skims over the Mickey and Jury battles, but it's like blue window, orange window, red window. The blue window, reason. Because Mickey had a reason
to duel.
To get the music back.
He had a raison. To
raison, which is French for raisin, which we might call more commonly a sultana.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
is a word that is like the princess equivalent to a sultan's prince. Sultana.
What? What?
Sultana.
Sultana is like the sultan equivalent in the same way princess to prince.
Yeah.
What the fuck is what? No, because they're not. But
that's true, Nick. It's in the Phantom of the Opera book.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Oh no.
Crucially, we remember how Mickey was doing well at the duel and was like, I'll never lose.
And then Anthy
wants me to win. And then Anthy is like, get him, Utena, crush him. You can actually see the exact second his heart rips in two.
And it's the bit where it all goes white and he turns, he's like, oh.
And then a loading screen rose appears over him. And he loses.
Dead.
And then Jury, her duel is the duel of love because she's got issues with a girl that she loves.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. And notice for the first time this episode that the sword that Jury gave Utena to fight Kiryu is her own personal dueling sword. And
it's
not just another one she has access to, which I appreciate.
Because the hilt is the same.
It's a very ornate, specific hilt.
Yeah.
So does she have multiple of those or will she have a new sword next time?
No one knows.
Will she ever duel again? Almost certainly.
Will she ever duel again? Maybe. Will she ever use the same sword? Maybe. Will she ever win?
Almost certainly not.
Yeah.
She's powerful, but I feel like she's going to keep getting fucked over by the storytelling.
Yep.
And of course, Nanami was the duel of adoration.
Adoration.
Okay.
I have no idea if I said that
once
right.
Once again, we are treated to the flashback series of Nanami murdering a cat because her brother liked it.
Oh, but this time we don't see her show any remorse for the cat getting killed. Just watching as it falls down into the dam.
Damn.
The dam? The sewers, that's the one.
And she's got like her cavalry saber.
Choix,
raison, amour, adoration, conviction, soir. Now, you pointed out while we were watching that I kind of skip over the fact that she loses the conviction duel.
Yes.
She did not have sufficient conviction and she faltered, and Kiryu punished her for that. It's like in a fighting game, if someone gives you an opening, you punish.
Oh, yeah. You throw those mix-ups.
You play footsies, and then you zone.
Yep.
And these are all the terms I know.
You try to grapple where you can. You improve your ELO score.
You use super armor.
Once you have enough ELO, you can use
What's
your
ELO?
It's the ranking system that they use for tournaments. So I think high ELO good, low ELO bad.
What's the thing that they say in like StarCraft about like inputs per second or something?
Oh, effective inputs per minute.
Oh, good God.
Or actions per minute.
APM.
Yeah, APM. You want a good 120. That's
two actions a second.
Yes.
Good God.
That's respectable.
Good God, Lemon.
That's respectable, right? However, effective actions per minute is what you should be tracking. Because it's like anyone can just go 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 on the keyboard. But
I thought it was clicks.
No, clicks is just like another thing you can do. So APM can be like
Nick made a motion of typing on a keyboard and said clicks are another thing you can do.
But it's like if you just keep clicking the mouse, your APM score goes up, but your EPM
effectives per minute.
Yeah. Trash. Absolute garbage. Probably like 1. Okay, maybe a bit more than 1. But, it's still trash.
Okay, so mysterious figure Akio is like, she's cleared 7 duels. Could she be the one we've hoped for?
Maybe.
If she keeps going, there's a chance she will reach the duel named Revolution.
Possibly.
This is like the most lore we've ever gotten. So
we
does this mean that like when Sayonji had the bride, for instance, if he was winning duels while he had her at the time, he was working his way through these themed duels too? Are these themes specific to Utena, or are they part of like a grand ritual that has to be fulfilled to achieve revolution?
I don't know.
We just don't have enough information about how many stained glass windows these people have access to.
Well, it is an upside down castle.
That's true. And yet the windows are not upside down unless the people in the castle are also upside down. We just don't know.
We don't have that kind of information. Our sources tell us
we don't have that kind of information because they're just standing in a black void in white pillars of light.
However, we do know that End of the World is someone.
Yep.
We always knew
presumably resides in or around the Sky Castle, or possibly deep underground.
Yep. We know that the prince is in this upside down Sky Castle and sits on an egg.
Yep. And you've got to crack the egg.
For literally hours upon days.
And even then, he still just has a black void for a face.
Because truly, he could never have features.
Okay, so this is actually very interesting to me because in like my pre-research for the show, filling it out to think if it was good for the show, like I remembered that, and I gleaned from that Anthy had a brother named Akio.
Okay.
Though I'd forgotten the name at the time, but I knew she had a brother who was involved.
Involved?
I assumed that he would be the prince.
And how wrong you were. How
very wrong, because unless it's like some aspect of him that's locked away, unclear, but the prince is around and Akio is talking to him.
Yeah, well, he could just be like hidden in his psyche, you reckon?
And also in a sky castle.
In a sky castle that's upside down and magical.
When we finally reach the day we've waited and hoped for, we will both profit equally from it. And then he throws a pink rose down on the ground and says, "But a new stage is about to begin." And the rose falls into a field of like either dark roses or black roses.
Black roses.
How will she fight in the battles to come?
Ooh.
Pink rose amongst all the black roses, and then in the bedroom that they live in, Anthy enters as we just hear Utena being like, "Hey, cut it out, Choo Choo, cut it out!" And they're roughhousing in the bed.
And she's just hanging off the side.
Hey, welcome back. Oh, the clouds are moving so quickly. She said. Anthy says, looking at the window. Symbolism. And there's the night sky. Starting. And then in a secret dark chamber deep underground, there is a black rose in an
ultraviolet light looking sort of thing. Like it's basically looks like a neon case.
Cube.
Yeah, a neon cube case kind of thing.
With a single black rose in an otherwise entirely darkened room. And then there is a room with a butterfly like mounted on the wall in a frame, which will be significant next time. And then yet another stained glass rose window.
But it's blue now.
And a what looks like a rose seal ring, but it's black.
Ooh.
And we learn a bit about those next episode too.
There's also a shot of like 100 dudes.
I missed a photo of it, but then there's a shot of like, a large group of boys that all turn and look at the camera at once.
And then revolution.
Nope, absolute destiny apocalypse.
Oh, absolute. That one.
Yep.
And then
next time on.
That's it.
Yeah. What an epi.
What an episode. So many clips, so little time.
So many clips, so little reason to discuss them in detail.
So, I think you said that someone sent us a message.
Yeah, someone sent me a message on Twitter in response to our last episode. I'm going to pull it up.
And they basically said, "Hey guys, so just so you're aware."
So Dim Pilot said,
"Yep,
I love this episode, but you gotta know, Utena has the best clip show episodes in all of television. They're all legitimately good episodes, although the first is the best. And I would say, this was a good episode."
It was fine.
Yep.
We got new
We've
lore.
definitely learned things, and it recontextualized things that we knew.
Yeah, unlike other shows that have done...
But also it raised as many questions as it answered.
Yeah.
Because it answered very few of them.
Yeah, it's probably just... it's better than some other shows we've watched where it gives no new context or new information, but repeatedly shows you the same
content. It's just a
content.
reminder.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought it was going to be when I thought it was going to be before the climax of the first arc. I thought it was going to be, did you miss some episodes in the lead up to the thrilling conclusion next week? Well, here's everything you need to know.
No, this one has new shit.
When the episode started and it opened on the Shadow Puppet Girls, I thought it was going to be all them all the time.
Oh no. That'd be very rough for us.
Episode 14. Note. I saw a certain horror movie when I was in middle school.
Oh, which one?
Well, I'll get to that in a moment, actually.
Well, then I'll stop interrupting.
There was a secret mortuary in an underground chamber, and the dead were electronically transmitted, still in their coffins, to the other world, where they were forced into slavery.
Ooh.
The movie's story was utterly absurd, but the division of the world into opposite poles of living and dead felt real to me somehow.
Sorry? What?
Our world has been spoken of in bipolar fashion for ages.
Mm-hmm.
In my student days, there was a popular book that compared the affluent with the non-affluent and sorted everything into categories called loaded and broke. I like that.
You're going to be using that in the future now. You're going to be like, guys.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, it's the new broke/woke meme.
You've got loaded and broke.
Broke. Serious discussion of themes and critique in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Loaded. JoJo'sWorld.net. The bad boys of anime podcasting, parentheses, and by bad we mean terrible.
Yikes.
End parentheses. It was the bubble era, and the aim of the book was probably to get a laugh. Nick, are you familiar with the bubble era?
In Japan in the 1990s?
1980s, I believe.
1980s,
yes.
Because housing prices were going through the roof.
I assume.
The Yakuza were buying them up.
We've all played Yakuza 0, which famously takes place in the bubble era.
Oh, yeah.
It was the bubble era, and the aim of the book was probably to get a laugh by saying, they call us wealthy, but our lifestyle is practically in the trash can.
All right.
That's a tale as old as time, isn't it? The rich get richer.
They really do.
Of course, before the global pandemic in 2020, 8 people owned as much wealth as half the population of the Earth. And since then, it has been reduced to 3 people.
Ah, very good. Very good. Yeah,
It depends on your exact metric, but that's a rough equivalence.
I wish I had money.
Me too. I would like to win the lottery.
Yeah, not like $70 billion, but I would like a bit of money.
I don't ask for a lot. But if I could just have enough money that I don't need to work again, that would be really nice. Patreon.com/Jojo as well. Okay. But for some reason, I couldn't laugh. Years later, the winning side was popular in the media. I thought it was horrid. And sure enough, people started using the opposite phrase, the losing side, as a masochistic joke. I still couldn't laugh though. One day I saw a girl on TV said, there are only 2 types of people in this world. The ones who are chosen and the ones who aren't chosen. That gave me a start. To be not chosen is to die, said the girl. I decided to try my hand at that. The Black Rose arc.
Oh
my god.
What does it mean?
They're all people, I assume what it means is they're all people who are going to feel rejected or downcast or like they are the have-nots for some reason. And then that friggin' guy, whose name I've already forgotten, but is introduced this episode, will be like, oh, you want to be one of the haves, do you? Well, let me stick this black rose onto your chest and bring out your darker desires to give you the power to do what must be done for my own ends.
Power corrupts, but so does this rose.
So, circling back, first circling back to that second point, the person who translated this note points out the striking similarity of this story with parts of Ikuhara's later 2011 anime, Moaru Penguin Drum.
I remember that, yeah.
Particularly, the child broiler.
What? The child broiler?
I think that's going to remain a mystery for the ages, because Nick, the horror film he was first talking about, is speculated to have been Phantasm, the 1979 American horror film, which introduces the Tall Man, a supernatural and malevolent undertaker who turns the dead of Earth into dwarf zombies to be sent to his planet and used as slaves. He is opposed by a young boy, Mike, who tries to convince his older brother, Jody, and his family friend, Reggie, of the threat. I may be mistaken, but I think this is the movie where the villain goes, "You play a pretty good game, boy, but now the game is over. Now you die."
Question, when you say the tall man...
The tall man.
Is it literally just a guy who is tall, like in XCOM, right? You've got the tall man alien, but he's just a guy that's pretty tall.
It looks like a guy's pretty tall.
Yep, that looks like a tall man. All right, never mind. That's just a tall dude.
Originally, the tall man was a mild-mannered 19th century mortician by the name of Jebediah Morningside.
Jesus.
Blah, blah, blah. Jebediah's research eventually led him to construct a machine that enabled him to travel through time and space. After going through the portal for the first time, traveling to a destination unknown, he promptly returned, irrevocably changed, and henceforth known as the Tall Man.
Ooh. So he used to be a good human being.
No.
But now he's a worse one.
He developed a fascination with any possible connection between our world and the world of the dead.
Ooh.
Anyway, Utena.
We're not talking about tall men. We're
Utena.
talking about lank ladies.
Be papas.
You gotta be papas.
Look, we open on this shot of this building we've never seen before. It's part of the school. We'll be spending a lot of time there this episode.
There's a lot of like, oh, yeah, this was here the whole time kind of things happening this episode.
Oh, you've had a brother the whole time.
Wait, you have a brother? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been visiting him every weekend. Oh, okay. You've been visiting him every Saturday. What?
Yeah.
That's just been happening this whole
Okay,
time?
so there are these two characters underground. They're both mysterious in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a... Okay, I suspect that... I suspect / query there might be like some 1997 era gender stuff going on here.
Okay.
Because this character who is voiced by a female actor at least. Let's start there.
Is he?
No,
She?
the other one.
Them?
Yeah, they.
They?
Let's go with they for now, I guess.
Is they?
Later on, the other person they're speaking to is like, I want you to be the new Rose Bride. And then they respond, you mean Rose Groom, right? I'm a boy.
And then they're like, oh, no.
So we'll figure out what's going on there as we get more information, I guess. So they're underground in that chamber with the black rose and nothing else.
Yeah, with the neon cube.
Yeah. Even deep underground where the sun cannot reach, this rose still blooms nicely. Oh, it's because my black rose absorbs darkness itself. Ho, 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 ho. So mysterious. So this is... And she's talking to Soji.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, I've heard that Toga Kiryu, the president of the student council, has been absent all this time.
One loss was all.
Kind of like how Sayonji hid in his room for 6 episodes after losing, I guess.
But Kiryu's just like listening to the same thing on loop, stuck in his opulent mansion.
His decadent manner.
As he's just like, I couldn't do it. I lost one jewel. It's all gone from me. What an asshole.
So Utena is walking home, and she's like, choo choo, I'm home.
And Choo Choo's all like, aha. But
it's
doesn't move.
Real season 2, quick reintroduction of the key cast, right? Walking along the banister into the room they share.
After introducing new characters.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She gets home, Himamea, I'm home. Oh, she's not here. Here, Choo Choo, a cake left over from the party. We had a party at class today.
Choo Choo opens up cake.
She's often out on Saturday nights. Do you know anything about that Choo Choo? Choo Choo's kind of falling out the window because the cake was put on the windowsill, which was open, and he's overbalanced. Oh, Anthy, you're home. Oh, yes, there's someone I visit once a week. Who's that?
Who's that?
My brother.
Oh, yeah.
What? Choo Choo, did you know about that?
Choo Choo did not know about that.
And then they're in a big lift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was comedy. I liked this.
Yeah.
They get out of this big lift and they get into this room with like a huge, like...
projector kind of thing. Like Stargazer
It looks like
projector.
a big science device.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, wrong floor. Boop. Closes the lift again.
And Anthony's like, no, this is the right floor. Don't worry.
So good joke. Then they get out and then like, oh, this is the chairman's house. Is this pretty huge? Is this your big brother? She says, gesturing at the device.
And Anthony's like, no, my big brother is definitely a real person.
That's a planetarium projector. Oh, I'll walk around it. Oh, okay, there's a man canoodling with a woman over there. We should go.
This is a private affair.
Yeah.
So they head on back to the elevator. Utena pushes the elevator button.
But then we transition to
very next
all
shot.
sitting on couches and talking to each other.
Yeah.
Utena is blushing.
So this guy.
It's Akio from the previous episode.
Now,
Akio Otori.
Not
That's Otori Academy.
Oh. Now.
What does that mean? Who knows? He says he's only the acting chairman.
But does that mean he's the chairman?
Well, we learn. Okay, quick summary of the exposition we get.
Okay.
He is engaged to Kane.
Kane.
Please forgive my pronunciation. Come on, Kane. Who her father is the real chairman, and he is fond of Akio. So while he's away, apparently for his health,
that makes sense.
Akio is the chairman.
What's Kanai's last name? Is it Otori?
We don't know.
Okay. Either way, Akio has taken this lovely last name of Otori.
Yes.
So,
congrats.
How that makes him the brother of Anthy Himamea, we'll never know.
We plan to be married as soon as I graduate from high school. He's an adult man. I'm a high schooler. We're engaged. It's very normal.
Well, for the time.
That's fucked up, right?
Oh yeah, no, all of this gets very weird very quickly.
Oh yeah, real weird vibe from this Akio fella.
Oh my god, so weird.
Alright, he's got this big projector because he likes stargazing.
He's very fond of the stars.
He's turned this room into a big planetarium.
When he finds a comet that no one's ever found, he will...
name it after Kane.
Yep, name it after Kane.
Ah.
Anthy's just kind of sitting there the whole time. Utena's like looking back and forth between Anthy and Akio. They just discuss stars a lot.
Yep. If I find a comet, I'll name it for you. And she's like, oh, what a hopeless boy with his astronomy.
And
I haven't been here at Atori Academy for long, even though I share the name of it. But there's one thing I know. The students are free, they love to learn, and they never have secret duels. Isn't that right, Anthy?
and so Utena's looking at him just going,
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing bad. Turn to camera. Nothing bad ever happens at Atori Academy.
So...
And then there's a quick shot to plucking the black rose out of its chamber. Oh, raising drama.
Gone from the cube.
So then they're leaving. They've had a pleasant visit.
Pleasant? Or just awkward?
I think pleasant.
Okay. All right.
And Kane chats to
Anthy
as they're heading into the lift. And she's like, Anthy says, well, Miss Kane, I'll see you later. And she says, oh, please, would you call me sister now? We'll be engaged soon. I'll be your sister-in-law soon. And then there's a quick shot back and forth between Anthy, like her closed eyes smile, and there's a bit of a silence. And then she just goes, sure.
And then the next shot is outside.
Yeah. So they're walking home. Sorry. We are in that one building that's become significant all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Mikage, who is the pink-haired boy from the secret Black Rose chamber.
Yeah.
He is beetling away at a computer as some of the academic staff are like, well done, because of your paper, we got that...
Who knows
we got that job.
We got that thing done.
Yeah.
One of them...
give him the gift.
Yeah, one of them just nudges him. He's like, come on, hand it over. Come on, quick.
Oh, my wife went to a hot spring yesterday, so we got you this. Hey,
no, hurry up. Come on, get
your act the fuck together, man. He's a busy guy. Look, he's on the computer and he's talking to us.
All right, look at him go, okay? He's got sharp hands.
We gave you this, and it appears to be a credit card.
It's like some kind of gift voucher or something.
It might be an envelope or something.
It could be a citizenship. No one knows.
It could be an honorary diploma.
Oh.
We just don't know. At the very least, I'd like you to have this. And he says, no need for any rewards. You guys can just owe me a favor one day. Sorry, he's soft-spoken. No need for any rewards. You guys can owe me a favor someday.
And the dudes just look at the thing and go, well, all right then. And they just take it, put it back in their bag.
Yep.
Start walking out.
And they leave and they exposit.
So from outside...
So Nick,
they're talking.
This was the first of many times that I turned to you this episode and said, the boy of the Black Rose, or something like that.
The number of times we said, the boys of the Black Rose, about literally anything.
Literally any boys, or anything in relation to Black Roses.
If there was a rose on the screen, black or not, we're like, the Black Rose.
The Black Rose boys are back in town.
Oh, that's it. It looks like a rose. It must be the Black Rose.
The great charismatic high school sponsor of the Mikage Seminar. What a presence he has. The Mikage Seminar, also known as the Circle of the Black Rose, it's like a secret high-level society that many high-level bureaucrats might be members of.
Oh.
And we owe him now.
Oh. Why didn't he take the reward?
Soji Mikage, the genius high school student.
Quick
who's
shot
currently
on the screen. Yeah.
With Mickey. And he's invited Mickey to join his seminar, his secret society, but Mickey humbly declines. I don't feel like I'd be worthy of being of such a great group. And he's like, oh well, sip soda.
You should be, but it's your choice.
I'll infect you with Black Rose energy later, Mickey. Next episode, I think.
Oh, shit. So yeah, this guy Mikage looks smug as hell.
Yeah,
is it Shoji Mikage?
Shoji
Mikage. He looks very smug, very like, well, it was your choice.
I'm in complete control of this situation.
All right, Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, that was I had like notes of Seto Kaiba, I guess, like a drunk Seto Kaiba.
Well, it's me, Seto Kaiba, after 5 years from the tournament.
I'm sending Black Rose rings into space, because if there is intelligent life out there, let's teach him how to duel.
You know what it sounds like?
Listener, look up the YouTube video. Seto Kaiba is fucking insane.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Seto Kaiba has retired, he's like 70 years old, and a guy has to constantly come up to him and be like, you need to stop. It's just like, really? Hi, it's me, Seto Kaiba. I'm gonna have another tournament. A guy just walks up. Hey,
why don't you go play with your dragon statues?
Yeah, I could do that. Like, slowly walk over it. There's blue eyes, white dragon statues.
Even now, Utena and Anthy are walking past that one building, and Anthy thanks Utena for not telling Akio that she's the Rose Bride, even though we know that he knows, but she doesn't know that he knows.
Oh man, the lies.
And he knows that she doesn't know that he knows.
Man, the web of lies gets ever thicker because we know that he knows that she doesn't know that he... Wait, hang on, no.
Yeah, I'm happy not to tell him. Kane seems nice, and I don't want her to get mixed up in all these sword fights. Oh, foreshadowing. With our knowledge of dramatic irony, we know that statement.
We know that's gonna come back to bite her.
And then Mickey comes out of their meeting because they're walking past that one building.
And he's all like, oh, what the fuck are you two doing here?
Basically. Oh, you were visiting the chairman. Great. What are you up to? Oh, there's something I wanted to see in the reference room here. Studying even on your day off. Classic Mickey.
And Mickey's all like, ka-chink with a stopwatch.
Yep, 17 seconds.
What does it mean?
Dunno. But the stopwatch has 2 rose emblems on it.
Oh.
Just like everything here. Every fucking thing here's got a rose emblem on it. Even Kiryu's phone had one.
It did.
Yep.
Right on the hilt.
You don't know about Nemuro Memorial Hall?
Hang on, say that again.
Nemuro Memorial Hall?
Say that again?
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
You have said 3 different things.
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Nemuro. As in Nemuro or Nemuro?
Nemuro.
Nemuro.
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Wait, say that again?
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Right. This building has a history. And then all the dead boys turn to look at us again.
In that sweet, weird blue neon bullshit.
Apparently, a long time ago, 100 boys were buried alive here. Nick, when we started doing Revolutionary Girl Utena, we only planned to do the first arc and then watch the movie. And then someone told me that, you gotta do at least the first 2, because from the second one, things get, like, Danganronpa style dark, like 100 boys buried alive.
So, why they were buried alive here? Not sure, but we know they 100% were.
And then we cut to an empty room with, like, 100 pairs of shoes lined against the wall.
And both of us were like, shit.
They kept the shoes.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal.
Apparently, hangmen or executioners would often keep the shoes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what else are you gonna do with it?
That's good leather, right?
Yeah, it's all good leather.
It's quality craftsmanship from a fine bootmaker.
Well, unless it's a peasant.
But they probably wouldn't have any boots then.
Calloused feet.
Calloused feet.
Really?
Keep the leather from the calloused feet.
See, this is what we've lost in our society today, is that we walk around with shoes on, like the rich, privileged fucks that we are. We need to go back to our roots. Bury people alive. Don't wear shoes.
Okay, so Shoji Mikage is... I'm just going to cut that off. Shoji Mikage is like, I believe you deserve to be the Rose Bride. And the unnamed other person is like, surely you mean Rose Groom. I'm a boy. Bride suits you much better, Shoji replies.
Yeah, Shoji basically is like, did I fucking stutter?
Yeah. And that the other person is putting on their big pink dueling outfit.
Yep.
I guess they've just done it, maybe?
Maybe?
It's real Kiryu lounging against the piano with his shirt off vibes.
Yeah. Now, here, interestingly...
I will make you the true Rose Bride.
I don't know if this is like, gender things happening in the 90s. But Shoji Mikage... Mikage... Yep.
Effeminate haircut.
Effeminate haircut,
real Karen vibes on that hair.
But at the same time... very strong blue clothing.
Yeah, blue clothes with red highlights.
The other character,
Pink.
sort of like, very kind of like, I don't know, male haircut?
Androgynous.
Androgynous
it looks like
haircut,
it looks like the same haircut on the Prince.
It does, very much so. But very strong pink outfit.
Yes.
Very pink.
Green highlights and black highlights and red. It's got a lot of highlights.
Got a lot of highlights, got a lot of male-female energy.
Nick, you speculated this in Predictions that there would be another Rose Bride who wanted to claim the power of Dios.
And all y'all can thank me for that. Because I really had a long, hard think about that one.
I don't believe that for a second.
I meditated on it for hours, days, until I finally came to the conclusion, what if?
We will gain the power of Dios and make his eternal secrets ours. And then the other person responds, if you say so, Soji.
So, question, is Dios the name of the prince?
We just don't know. It's
impossible to tell.
Well, we know that Dios,
means like God or something.
Yeah, because, Dio, Italian,
of
Latin.
course. Yeah, real God energy.
Yeah. But as to whether that represents a person or an ephemeral entity...
or some kind of vague abstract concept...
it's just unknown. Don't worry, even End of the World recognizes our potential. But for this to work, we need to defeat Utena, take Anthy, and then kill her.
And I think I was like, oh, shit.
So this is the villains just like turning to the camera and saying, we're the bad guys this season.
Yeah, it's like literally Baron Harkonnen from Dune being like, oh, by the way, I actually just like taking things for myself.
So for ease of reference, let's call this other person the Rose Groom.
The Rose Groom?
Yeah, going forward, until we get a name.
Yep, okay. So the Rose Groom
is like, yes, to do that, we need strong duelists. And then Kane walks into that one building, Memorial Hall or whatever. Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Nemo
Memorial Hall.
Finding Nemuro Memorial Hall. Captain Nemo Memorial Hall.
To you.
She walks in, and then she rings a bell and fills out some paperwork.
And she's Akio's fiancé?
Yes. His high school age fiancé. And she goes to the interview room and she follows just lots and lots of,
I would say, almost 100 different signs on chairs.
Yeah.
With a single hand
pointing in the right direction.
Yeah.
You cannot get lost in this building.
Just saying interview room and then shut the door behind her. In use.
So she goes in and she basically has like a therapy or confessional session, right?
Yeah.
And she talks about how she's engaged to Akio.
Yep.
He's great and he seems so childish but also so mature.
In that they'll make out underneath his enormous planetarium projector.
We can only assume.
So, he's childlike in that...
I want to do anything for him, except I just really hate his sister because she won't like me.
That Anthy bitch... She just said, sure. What is that?
Yeah, like, I gave her one of my really nice scarves one day, and then she wiped her glasses on it, and I said, oh, that's not for wiping your glasses on, it's for wearing. And then she just gave it back to me and said, okay.
What if Anthy's broken in some way?
I mean, she's the Rose Bride. We don't really know what that does to a person.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe she's also a little bit,
And as Kane is talking, like, we get shots of, like, this room descending or, like, seeming to descend.
Yeah, Willy Wonka.
Or it's shots
style.
of the room with all the shoes in it. That also has, we learn later, a bunch of dead bodies in it. And, like, possibly just descending down there. And also, as that happens, we keep cutting back and the butterfly that's on the wall in the therapy room regresses to a chrysalis and then to a caterpillar and then to a leaf.
It's going backwards.
As she's like delving deeper and deeper into her secret traumas.
So it's like, this is what I present. And then as we go deeper, it's like, but this is where
my motivations come from.
We're going backwards in time.
I guess.
Maybe. It's all very surreal.
And like she's looking at a picture of her and Akio and Anthy. And then she like crumples the Anthy bit in her hand out of frustration.
And she's like, I can't stand her.
I think father fell ill because that awful girl's been visiting us. What a thing to say.
Well, we don't have enough proof
This is real, like, she's a witch. She's making us sick.
Yeah, well, we don't know the truth, do we? Maybe she is.
I've tried so hard to make her like me, but then she just keeps smiling at me. And then Shoji's behind her and is like, he says, I understand. Your only choice is to revolutionize the world.
When I'm having a bad day and I'm like, I don't want to get up in the morning, I have to perk myself up. And the thing I say to perk myself is that the only choice I have is to revolutionize the world that day.
Here, come to this secret underground mortuary.
When I need to prep myself in the morning, I make sure to go right to my secret mortuary buried underneath Nemuro Memorial Hall.
So, Kane's like, hey, what's this room? And Shoji says, oh, this is a place where 100 duelists now sleep. The room leads to the end of the world, capitalizes in the name.
And so he opens up.
He cites school ID number D13.
And he opens
up one of the...
It's like a morgue tray.
It's like a rose, like, we thought they were just like squares or something on the wall, but they are morgue body chutes.
So he opens it up.
It's very ornate. It's like got glowing gold
patterns and
lining. What's the word?
Engravings.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, It's got patterns on it.
Yep. And he pulls out a rose crest ring.
Now we see that he's currently wearing a
regular
white,
one.
Yeah, a white crest ring, but he pulls out a black one.
This one's black. When a crest bearer dies, the color changes like this. But I like the black ones more.
He finds them more beautiful.
So she's scared because this is fucked up.
She's just like, I just came here because I wanted to vent about my new sister.
But then the rose groom is behind her in the elevator that she's been in the whole time.
And just goes, hey, I put my evil inside you.
Yeah, like from the room.
Yeah.
But not actually from the room. Just a thing people say
people do
at
of
screenings of the room.
Because we know what's going to happen.
You have been chosen by my black rose. And then like silhouette ritual, like this is your new heart. It's real every season of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Vibes where like Zoisite or whoever will be like, this is a hairdresser who has secret desires, and I will use those secret desires to turn them into a monster.
Yep, basically that. Except this is a little bit more sinister because it's not like, I turn you into a monster. It's more like, hey.
Give in.
Hey,
indulge the darkness that's represented by this black rose and also brought to the fore by this black rose.
Hey, shall I just make you a worse person than you are right now?
Yeah.
Black rose.
Help us kill Anthy, please.
It's just like,
I assume that's gonna be the pattern going forward.
Probably. You were pretty on the money.
Yeah.
When we saw the next time on, we were like, ooh, should we?
Yeah, well, I think we might stop watching those from this point forward because the next one just gave a lot away.
Oh, yes. Our predictions might be, well, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll look up the episode name and then we'll guess.
We'll guess what we're going to do.
For you, the Black Rose crest. Ho 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 ho. Meanwhile, Utena's hanging out with Wakaba, and Wakaba's like, I'm bored. I wish there were fights.
Wouldn't you love to fight someone at this school?
And she's like shadowboxing. And they walk past the friggin' stained glass window where all the shadow puppet plays happen. And we see their silhouettes behind it. So they're not light being projected on it. They're silhouettes on the other side of it. Which means at any point, we could go around it and find out who's doing these fucking shadow puppet plays.
You were so animate when you saw that happen. You were like, I knew it. They're behind the glass.
So this was a new... Okay, so Utena opens her locker and finds a dual summons.
Like, it's a jury summons note, but it's for duelists with a rose emblem on it. Like a jury summons note. But...
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like jury the character.
Oh, God, no.
No. Yeah. As if you're being summoned for jury duty. As if the Grinch has thrown a jury duty summon into your pigeonhole at the post box.
Yep, on Christmas Day.
Yep.
And
crucially not on Christmas Day. Crucially that occurs in the lead up to Christmas. Because on Christmas Day he's busy stealing Christmas.
I see. I understand now. So... Yeah, it's just like a dual summon. It's literally like sticky tape to the back of her locker.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
How did they get in her locker, Bart?
How did they get in the locker? And she just kind of sighs and is like, well...
I just think duels are neat.
Are you saying this has a lot of combinatory
this
potential?
This is not an accessible joke at all.
No, but someone will get it.
And then the shadow puppet play happens right behind her.
And it's sort of like... Hey,
more duels. It's happening again.
Oh, is it just?
Yeah.
Wow, have you heard the news?
And what are we going to do about this wisdom tooth? And that's the end of it.
That's the end of the... It's literally just them examining the wisdom tooth. And it's like, you've gotten... What would they say? It's like, you've gotten old. Like, you have to get rid of it or something. But
Nick, the Absolute Destiny Apocalypse has a new male vocalist.
And boy, does he go for it.
It adds a real sinister vibe to it.
It's very dark, it's very brooding, it's very sinister, but it's got a hell of a harmony.
Yep. And things are a little different up top in the dueling arena today too. There are, we assume, 100 desks with like funeral flower arrangements on them.
They are all in black vases.
In a perfect grid.
So like 10 by 10.
And on the floor next to each of them is I guess this must be instead of last season's rose sigil on the ground?
Yep. There's just 100 red
body outlines, like crime scene style, but shaded in.
Like shaded red.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
And, oh no, the rose sigil is still there.
But then so are the body outlines.
I wonder if over the course of like the 3 or 4 arcs of this show, if the floor in this arena is just going to get real crowded.
At first it starts with 100 desks, then we slowly smash through them.
I meant like adding... There's the rose sigil,
yeah.
And then the 100 dead bodies, and then next season, like, red cars. We know there are red cars in this show's future, but we haven't seen any yet.
They're gonna come and we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them.
Red car watch. No sightings.
Still at large.
And then, in amongst the desks, in a fetching purple dueling outfit with white pants.
That's the colour of corruption and evil, I think.
No, it's the colour of royalty.
Purple.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nemuro Memorial Hall.
Kane's there, and she says, "Upon the black rose, I swear I shall win this duel and kill the Rose Bride. I'm evil now."
And Utena's like,
Kane?
What are you doing here,
And
buddy?
Anthy is. I was asking you, like, hey, does as this was happening, as we knew that Anthy was up there doing changing Utena's clothes magic.
Yeah.
I asked you, do you think Anthy has any strong opinions about her brother's fiance trying to kill her right now? But then Anthy just exposits, this isn't the same Kane, we know.
It's a different human.
And she looks crueler and meaner, and she's like, this is the real me, the secret me buried within me.
Yeah, this is like, you have Punisher from 2004 or whatever year it got made, and then you have the MCU TV show tie-in Punisher.
I don't know if this is the same at all, Nick.
For like Daredevil and Flash, right? Where like they cashed in and were like, oh, well, if Daredevil went well, we should add in the Punisher. And then they made the Punisher TV show. But it's like, you have old Punisher that's like, yeah, I'm a cool guy. And then you go to the new Punisher, it's like, this is the real me. And the new one is just a much worse, shittier version.
Yeah, I don't think it's that at all.
I take it all back.
It's like...
I retract my statements.
Say, for instance, you had real strong secret resentment against me.
Mm-hmm. So I decided to bury 100 school students.
No, I did that. And then I put a black rose on your heart that brought out your resentment and you tried to kill me. It's like that.
Oh.
It's literally like that.
It makes more sense when you put it that way. Yeah.
And she helpfully exposits... so long as this black rose exists, I won't play it being that phony me.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. The black rose is doing it, so I've just got to destroy that.
And so she yanks out a sword,
your sword.
And is all like, come at me, fuckface.
Do it, or else I'll take the Rose Bride. Draws the Sword of Dios, and the song kicks in. We don't get those nice, just soft, lo-fi beats.
That we normally did when we pulled out the sword. Now it's like right into the song.
Yeah. And this song is about, like, spirits and heaven and hell.
The Sphinx, the Finks of the Winter Desert.
Yeah, that was good. I think that was in one of the flashback episode songs.
Was that?
Yeah.
It was a weird one. Yep. Anyway.
In the depths of hell, there is good and evil too.
Is there?
Even if the salt of hell is carried here, since the forms cloaked in doubt are coming, speak profoundly.
Can do.
Okay, they fight, sword fight.
It doesn't last very long. No. But you can tell that...
Because they had a lot of exposition to get out this episode.
Yeah, Kabe is very... So, Kane? No, it's Kabe.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Fuck.
Kabe. It's where I park.
Oh, a Kabe. Hey, everyone, look at this guy.
La-dee-da,
look at
Mr. Tory.
Look at Mr. Money Pockets over here.
What do you call it?
Car hold.
Black Rose.
Black Rose. What do you call it? An Utena.
Rose Groom.
An egg, which is pretty okay, but... So she looks like very sinister, very evil, very like, I'm gonna fucking
Put
kill you.
Put some fucking effort into it, Utena. Duel me like you mean it.
And Utena's like, Kane, this isn't the real you at all, is it?
Kane, you want to kill the Rose Bride? Not cool. She's like, okay. Actually, no, she jumps back and says, okay, I get you. She literally does like a huge backflip.
Yeah.
I guess she's been practicing. We know she's good at sports. She did the high jump that time really well in Anthy's body.
Yeah, exactly. But she backflips. The prince comes down
much earlier than
from
usual
his high castle, and
his upside down ivory tower.
And
Utena does her signature charge at the camera move and wins.
Yep, just embodied by the power of the prince, just wins, and that's it.
And then all the desks arrange themselves into 4 squares at the corner of the dueling space. As if by magic.
I assume by magic, because no one's pushing them into these positions. They're just kind of moving themselves.
Kane falls to her knees and clutches her head and...
screams a bit.
That's the last we see of her.
Cries
but
a
we
lot.
find out later from exposition she has no memory of the whole series of events.
Oh, and she falls into one of the outlines of
one
the
of the dead bodies. Very
Yeah.
ironic. And meanwhile, in the secret underground mortuary, that student that
Mikage.
got the Black Rose ring from, falls out of the room into a secret underground furnace and is incinerated.
And he just kind of, he thinks to himself, all right, I'm going to
So that was Utena Tenjo, huh? No wonder End of the World is so interested in her.
I'm going to need better duelists.
Gonna need to do more than, quote, create makeshift duelists by freezing their hearts.
Yep.
Yep.
Magic.
So it's a weekend night.
And Anthy's like, I'm going to head on out. I'm going to see my brother.
Yeah. Is Kane okay? Oh, yeah, she's fine.
And at first we think, oh, okay, she's just off to see her brother, whatever.
But
then it comes...
Things get a little bit weird.
So it starts getting a bit weird at first when Utena's like, oh, Choo-Choo, aren't you going as well? And Choo-Choo is hiding behind a scrap of paper.
As if he's folded a newspaper and he's reading it.
But look at his scared little face.
He looks pretty unhappy.
Yeah, he looks very ashamed.
In the planetarium, Anthy turns off all the lights and takes off her glasses.
Anthy's brother,
Akio,
is sitting in a very Kiryu-esque come-at-me girl pose.
He's lounging salaciously.
Yep.
And sinisterly. And she turns on the space projector.
Mm-hmm.
And he says... And it's just a black room with the light of the projector now.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it's been a week. Did you miss me? Oh, Nogsy, did you miss me? Okay, got that out of my system.
Okay.
It's been a week. Did you miss me? And she says, yes, big brother.
And then we pan up.
Star shots. Utena sleeping at home and falling asleep at the desk. Choo-Choo underneath his newspaper, asleep.
Mm-hmm.
She's been gone for a long time. That's the end of the episode.
Ooh.
What does that mean? Are they doing it?
I don't know if they're really.
Why did she take her glasses off?
I don't know if they're really brother and sister. I don't know if
Are they just watching the stars and he's just a big creep in terms of posture?
Is it some weird like fusion dance?
His posture was much more upright and forthright when he met with Utena.
But he was also making out with Kane the whole time they were there. So
all these sinister boys are real horn dogs.
They really are. Oh well, I mean 100 of them are dead. So I mean. They can't really pull it off anymore. Although rigor mortis. But I mean, they can't yeah. Anyway. So Liam.
So Nick.
That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode.
What were your highlights and lowlights?
Great question.
Because I know what my highlight
Please go on.
My highlight is going to be the introduction of the Black Ring.
Oh, when he pulled it out of the tube
like,
and exposited?
Yeah, and when he's like, oh, when they die, they turn black. And I'm like, ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. Magical.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but it's cool.
I was just really happy to see some classic Sailor Moon bullshit in this episode. We come to realize she's affixing the rose to her chest as if for a duel. But it looked like the rose groom stabbed Kane with the stem of the rose to infect her with darkness.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, this is so
this
evil.
This is classic.
This is so evil.
These guys are so evil. Where have they been for the last 13 episodes?
So, lowlight then.
I mean, flashback episode, not ideal.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a flashback episode.
Akio's so... I mean, I gotta give my lowlight to this weird, potentially incestuous situation.
Well, that was not gonna be my lowlight, but okay. I was gonna say, maybe the lowlight for me would just be the bit where it's like they're making out behind the planetarium projector, and then hard cut to, oh, hello. And it's just like, okay, alright, we're not gonna...
I mean, Utena was blushing. She looked nervous.
But even so.
Honorary highlight to that bit where they arrived in the planetarium room and Utena was like, oh, this must be the wrong floor.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Good bits. So, Nick.
Yes.
I feel like there's not much point in us doing predictions for next episode because we saw in the next time on that they're going to infect Mickey's sister with the Black Rose and she's going to duel Utena.
Which is not great.
No.
Not good. Not good for old poor Mickey.
But long term...
Yeah?
What do we think of these Black Rose boys are up to?
Oh, there could be anything. Okay, so
it's going to come down to, I think, eventually Utena dueling Mikage.
Yes.
He's the final antagonist of the side.
Of course.
I think Kiryu's going to come back and stir things up a bit eventually. I don't think...
He won't need infection. He's already bad enough.
See, I feel like this show is really going to forward focus most of the duels being versus Utena. But if there was scope for a non-Utena involved duel to happen, I feel like Kiryu is going to come back and make his play against Black Rose boys and then be defeated. But I feel like because it's Utena focused, Kiryu will be like, they'll use the Black Rose to re-incentivize him out of his depression or something like that.
Hang on, wait. The duels have to be against the person who has the Rose Bride,
I feel
right?
like, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll pretty much all be on Utena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people can just have sword fights.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think, because they say they want to kill Anthy.
And take her power and give it to Rose Groom.
Right. So I suspect that they will... You know what would be interesting?
What?
Right? Is if
What?
they meet them in real life and they are pleasant enough.
Wait, who's they in this context?
Mikage, Utena, Anthy, Rose Groom.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all pleasant
Real
enough
unassuming, into the social circle.
But they know what's going on. Utena will just be left in the dark going, oh, who's this rando?
Yeah.
And then they'll fight each other at some point and go, oh, I know you.
Do you think at any point they will steal Anthy away?
No. I don't think they'd steal her.
I mean, win her in the duel.
Oh.
I mean, she got stolen by Sayonji that time.
It's true. That is true. I want to say no.
Okay.
Because the whole point is, as soon as they get her, she's dead, right?
Unless they have to do some sort of ritual.
True. Some magic bullshit. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I think that's going to be the climax. I think that whether through duel winning or trickery, this just feels like a repeat of the last arc, though.
I don't think that's going to happen.
But I think there's potential, strong climax potential for have to get there and stop them before they sacrifice Anthy in the ritual.
Maybe we'll finally meet the prince.
Who else do we know who we think is going to be Black Rose, or will it be all new characters?
Okay, Nanami is an easy one, but I don't think she's going to get Black Rosed.
I mean, she's keen to go for it any time.
Mickey's sister,
we've seen.
The jury love interest.
Oh yeah, Wakaba.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah. Wakaba's like, I'm always in your shadow.
You left me out.
You keep doing these things and
you kept the secret duels from me. I wanted to fight at the school.
Yeah, you never pay attention to me. You always just treat me like a side project or something. Yeah. Be interesting if they got
Sayonji back.
I was about to say Anthy, but then went, wait, no, it wouldn't.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, no.
That would be interesting, though.
It would be interesting.
What if they get Utena and Anthy has to fight Utena?
That'd be amazing, though.
What's Akio's whole deal? He's the chairman of the school, possibly fucking his sister, who might not be his actual sister.
Maybe.
Knows about
the
prince.
Yeah.
And the Rose Groom looks a bit like both the prince and Akio, too. Tangled web.
A big mess of shenanigans. Do you think he's banging Anthy?
I really do. I really hope not, but I really do.
But, like, would it therefore be quote-unquote Big Brother?
It's like abuse. It's like abuse.
It's like abuse.
This whole show's like abuse.
We're going to get into some dark territory.
We're going to get some tweets.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I look forward to...
uncovering the mysteries.
Utena dueling Mickey's sister and Mickey being very conflicted about it.
It's going to be a good time.
Oh, sad Mickey.
Good old Mickey.
And until next time... To be continued.